Hello, loves, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute, hasn't it? And the reason for that is because I needed to buy a new webcam. The camera that I did buy was horrific. It did not have the quality that I was looking for, and shame on me because I absolutely should have just bought the camera that I wanted to buy from the get-go. And for whatever reason I didn't, and that's the camera that we are using today to film this favorites video, catch up, ramble, get together, if you will. And so it's been a bit. The videos that I have recorded since my Mac died in March have all been on my phone. Or on my dinosaur laptop. So it has not been a fun ride recording videos. And in fact, it's just been one tech issue after another, really, ever since that computer bit the dust. So we're working through it. There were a couple courses and workshops that had to be re-recorded because the footage was lost, which was kind of a bummer, but at the same time it gave me, I think, the opportunity to, go back and evaluate if there was additional information that I wanted to put in those videos for you guys. And I think they turned out better, to be honest with you, the second time around. So I'm really excited, though, to hop back on the wagon, so to speak, and actually, put out some regular videos for you guys. So this is we'll just recap it at April. I almost said August. I have no idea why. As of this recording, it is May 7th. I'm not sure quite when this video will go up, but I hope soon because it is already May 7th, and this is an April favorites video. So I'm a little late to the party. But I kind of just want to dive right into this because I do have a lot of things that I really loved in April that I wanted to share with you all, especially as they relate to my spiritual practice and what I've been up to. The first few things, though, aren't really show and tell type of things. So the first thing that just really got me through the month of April, because April was kind of a tough month for several different reasons. There were a lot of birthdays in April, family birthdays for me to celebrate. 2 in our immediate family, both my husband and my son, have their birthdays in April. They're birthday buddies. And there are several friends and other family members, extended family members, who also have birthdays in April. So April ends up always turning out to be this whirlwind of activity, of family get-togethers. We had a couple different parties. We even went to Universal Studios for my son's birthday, which I have a couple things actually from the park to share with you, which you're like, but isn't this like a witchy favorites video? Yes, it is. And we'll get to that. But in addition to that, we're still on the 3rd surrogacy journey of mine. My 3rd go as a gestational carrier. And we did have an embryo transfer in April. And at the end of the month, 2 weeks after the transfer, we had the pregnancy test and it was negative. So we had to deal with that. And there's been a lot of processing on my end, only because for my first 2 journeys, I was able to get pregnant on the first transfer. So I had not, even though I'm considered, a veteran surrogate, I'd not experienced this before. And processing my own feelings about it, in addition to wanting to be there and be supportive for my intended parents, has been it's been a new experience for me. And there were a lot of amazing things in April that helped me go through processing that, and on through like this past week as well, helping me like work through what I want to work through this experience, you know? So it's been an interesting ride. It's been an interesting ride, and I'm still processing a lot of it. So one of the things that really was there for me and supported me was the Love, Light, and Legacy 3L tribe. The people that I have met in this community are nothing short of amazing. The generosity, the just being there and connecting with other people who are like-minded individuals who have a spiritual pathway or are trying to walk, you know, lead a life that has spiritual elements incorporated in. Whatever that pathway may be, if they have a religion tied to it, if they don't have a religion tied to it, but with the idea in mind that they're here for a purpose, whatever that purpose may be, and that they are working to better themselves and be more connected to humanity and in smaller contexts to each other through this community. And these individuals, like the people that I've met and the community as a whole is indescribable. It really is. It's truly amazing, the leaders and the teachers that have come out of this group, you guys. If you are not part of this community and you have been looking for a space where you can be that is safe online for you to connect to others, maybe you don't have a spiritual community in your local community. You know, I am fortunate enough to be in a city that's very large. Sometimes I don't feel very fortunate about that. Just my personal preference. But I was born and raised in San Diego County. And in the county alone, there are 3 million people, which is like the entire population of the state of Idaho. So if that gives you any context as to how many people we have crammed into this, you know, tiny area. And as far as San Diego County is concerned, there are a lot of metaphysical stores. There are a lot of different pagan circles, covens, druid groups, you know, order, and there are just a lot of spiritual meetups in general. So I'm very fortunate to have grown up in a place where I could get that in-person, you know, connection and experience when I needed to. And I know a lot of people don't have that. You know, you might be in an area where there are only 4 other people in the entire county who may be pagan. And that's, you know, or at least openly pagan. And so having a space where you can go to online and you can, you know, reach out and connect to other people and have those conversations, talk about things that you're experiencing, get some insights, connect to readers who you might be interested in hiring, but, you know, who, you know, other people that you know have had readings from them, and so you'd feel comfortable going to that other individual as a reader. I happen to have been, like, you guys, I'm just blessed up the wazoo. There's really no doubt about that. But I have been very, very fortunate to have a wonderful friendship, I feel, with our really, she doesn't like the word leader so much. She's like tribe mom, our tribe mom, Devon, who is the wonderful owner of Love, Light, and Legacy. And Devon, I love this girl so much. I love her. I adore her. She is freaking amazing is all get out. And she just created something incredibly special with this tribe. And I like shot through the roof when she asked if I would be the tribe's pendulum reader. And so that's what I do. I am on Team Legacy, which is a group of so far 8. I believe we might be expanding in the future, which is really exciting. But 8 individuals who are kind of the spiritual backup squad. We're like the SWAT team of psychic readers and healers who basically we are professional readers and practitioners and healers and metaphysicians who kind of step in and we offer very special services to the tribe. If we don't have special individual services for the tribe, then our services are provided at a significant discount. In fact, I give 50% off of all of my readings and services to the tribe. So that is a pretty significant cut, but it's because I love this community and I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. They're amazing. And in fact, a lot of the readings that I did in April, aside from a handful of in-person readings from, you know, regulars that I have in the community, were all tribe members, all the readings that I did in April. And I didn't do a lot of readings in April. I kind of limited my availability because of the transfer. And I'm not quite sure what June is going to look like as far as, you know, when our next transfer is going to be, when that's going to occur, what my availability is going to be like. But for sure, I am always, always, always available to the tribe. Just so that you're aware, it's only $5.50 a month to be a part of that tribe. I know, right? It's pretty freaking amazing. And the tribe has its own website. We do have a Facebook community where we post events, and that's where you can reach out to other tribe members. You can talk about, you know, anything that happens to be bothering you, issues that come up. You can also talk about joys that you're having, messages that you receive from spirit. A lot of community members, even, you know, non-professional community members, jump on lives and do card pulls or just chat about things that they're learning about, things that they've read, books that they've picked up. Folks have even shared their altar spaces. I created a tribe-only workshop for the month of May. That's only going to be up for the month of May. And it is called Working with Divine Energies 101. I was really excited to create that course. And it's specifically about connecting with and working with divine energies for the first time. So we break down what I mean by divine energies. We talk about archetypes, and we talk about specific deities and pantheons and crossing pantheons and how to draw in that energy and connect with that energy and work with that energy respectfully. And so this course comes with 4 videos and a workbook. And speaking of sacred space, I will be posting in another couple days to the tribe Facebook group a picture of my own personal altar space as I am working with a goddess that I revealed very impromptu, I might add, during the recording of the course. And this whole thing is free. This whole course is one component that happens to be part of the tribe membership for May. That's one part. We're also going through Reiki, all 3 levels, y'all. Level 1, level 2, level 3, training and attunements. And if you're not local to the instructor who's doing the actual physical attunements, there's another Reiki master practitioner, Reiki master teacher, excuse me, who is doing distance attunements. I'm like getting myself reattuned with the tribe. So that has been an amazing ongoing experience. And that's all included as well. We have a yoga instructor who gives us our own personalized yoga videos each month. And then our featured instructor is Sarah Petruno, who is a shamanic practitioner. And she, I don't know if you guys follow her, she's freaking amazing. Yes, she is a Young Living advocate, and I still absolutely adore her. And she has offered the tribe this is a full-blown soul retrieval guided meditation. And this is all for the month of May, you guys. That's just May. June's going to be even more epic. And that's just for $5.50. Like, I don't get any financial kickback for promoting it, other than I really want everybody on the planet to take my class. And so I really, if you have not joined this tribe, you should. You absolutely positively should. It's an amazing community. Even if you're like, Cory, I cannot be on Facebook. All of the courses and the content, Devon provides energy forecasts for, we have a team astrologer, you guys. We have all of these resources available just by being connected to this community. And we have our own personal webpage that you log in. The passcode changes every month. It's just a phenomenal environment. And honestly, the energy of that tribe is what carried me through April, because April was just fuck all, like, I don't know how I made it through that month. Being perfectly honest with you, don't know. It was, let's just say I'm glad it's over. And May already has been a freaking phenomenal month. So join the tribe, bottom line. Link's going to be in the description. It's not an affiliate link. Like I said, I happen to be an instructor. You guys get discounts on all of my services just for joining. So if you wanted to get an hour-long pendulum reading from me, the price for that is $85, right? So pretty steep discount, you guys. It's like $42.50 for an hour-long spirit connection session. Pretty good. And even if you only wanted a half hour, which is normally $45, well, then it's $27.50. Come on, you guys. Come on. Just for joining. It's pretty awesome. Plus, you get that course I told you about. So, and all of the other freaking goodies, just my own attunements back in 2012 and 2013 for Reiki were, I think, $150 a pop, and those were on the cheaper end of the spectrum. There are other Reiki masters in San Diego that charge $300 for, or up to $350, I think, even for master attunements specifically. You get all three, and that content is going to be up for a little while so that you can actually process your attunement. It's recommended to spend at least a month, in each one before you progress to the next one, just to go through your Reiki detox. So, like, 3 months at $550, come on, you guys. That's $16.50. to get up to master, to become a Reiki master. I think you got 1650 lying around in your couch probably. So you have no reason not to join the tribe now. And again, the biggest thing that I got from April was just the support. It was amazing. So now that I've rambled on for like 20 minutes just about the tribe, let's actually talk about some stuff. So other amazing things that kind of helped me through April, card decks. Lord, like, I may not have done as many client readings as I normally do, but I did a lot of personal readings in April, like a lot. And so one of the things that helped me get through, I was doing daily draws with this guy. This is the first edition of Ethany's Money Manifestation deck. Money Magic Manifestation? Or is it Money Magic Manifestation deck. Sorry, Ethany, I love you. Okay. So this is like first edition. I really want the second edition because it's bigger. It's a larger card. But this little pocket guy is so amazing to use in your altar space and in crystal grids. Like, it's awesome. But as far as like oracle card readings, you kind of want like the bigger size is going to be perfect for you. But these are the absolute gorgeous little, and it's all money related, abundance related. It's just awesome. Like, look at that. These affirmations and mantras, you can even use these as like, you know, you would draw a card, right? I'm ready to play big. And then journal about this. Like, okay, I'm ready to play big. Why are you ready now? What has kept you from being ready until this point? What are your fears around playing big? What do you hope will happen if you play? What are your intentions with playing big? What will you hope will happen if you play big? And just kind of journaling on that and using it as a prompt for some sacral chakra work to actually get to the root of, you know, what is it that might actually be blocking you in these areas, you know, blocking you from actually believing in this affirmation and bringing it into fruition, right? So this is just all around an amazing, amazing little deck, and I love it so much. For the client readings that I was doing, pretty much just use like this one deck for most of them. For the longest time, the Shadowscapes Tarot was my like client reader deck. Whenever I read for another person, I would pull that one out. And it was always in my bag. You guys saw it, got beat up, the dog ate it, blah, blah, blah. I had to buy a new one. But since buying that new one, really, this deck has taken over as like my quintessential workhorse deck. I thought it would be the Morgan Greer because I was using my Morgan Greer in a tin on the go. It's one that I keep in my purse. The tin is beat to hell. And I use that for on the fly readings if I have somebody, you know, in my space and have an opportunity to read for them. But this has been like my absolute favorite, like, client reading. Every time I'm just like pulling this one out. And even when I give people the option of different decks to read, like I was in a space where I was reading for 2 people and I had an opportunity to like lay out all of my decks, which I almost never get to do. This was a private reading that they booked and they picked this one. I had like 5 decks with me and we just read with this one all night. And this is the Vivid Journey Tarot. And I can't say enough great things about this deck. It is so gorgeous. The colors I love that shadow of the Fool. There's just really great imagery here to play off of. There's a very, you know, singular color palette at work here that only varies slightly between the different suits. And I love that. Like, I love that so much about this deck. And this was like the first unboxing I ever did on YouTube. I'll link that video down below in case you wanted to see it. But this deck is just, it's gorgeous, and it has become my favorite to read with for other people. Now, I did get a lot of new decks in April and March. And one of those decks is one that I have wanted for a really long time. This is the Ellis Tarot, but the Lux edition. Oh my God, I love this. Tyler's on the inside. Look at that. Okay, so this is by Taylor Ellis, who is an amazing illustrator, graphic designer. He began work on the deck in 2010, completed it 2013. But this Lux edition, and oh my God, this guy has this keywords insert that is just like freaking phenomenal. I think this is one of the most like comprehensive keyword inserts I've ever seen in a deck. Amazing job, Taylor. Like, fucking amazing. And so this deck, what's so great about this deck, now it's ginormous. I normally hate really large decks, but to appreciate this artwork, like, it has to be this large. Like, it just has to. And the good thing about this is, I don't know if you can hear that, it's plastic. It is plastic. And if you have little kids like me, or if you have dogs that like to pee on things or knock glasses over, you know, cats that like to spill water everywhere, having a plastic tarot deck that isn't going to get ruined is freaking amazing. I love it. I didn't realize how much I would love a plastic tarot deck until I had one. And I love this thing. I love it so, so much. Sorry for the brief pause there. Kids had to say goodnight. So, Ellis Tarot, freaking amazing plastic deck. All right, and so here's the back of this artwork. Look at that. Okay, but really, guys, this deck, like, speaks to my soul. I love this deck so much. The only downside about plastic, they slide on slippery surfaces. But this deck, look at how happy he is and how colorful this card is. Look at that wish card. But just like the color, the different folks like in the major arcana. I even like the fact that the font varies from the cards. It's just, it's all so perfect and different and yet cohesive. And there are no borders. And it's just, I love this deck so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. So it has been more personal. You know, I haven't really read with this for clients, or really anybody for that matter, not even my husband. And I don't know, I might keep it that way. I'm not sure. I don't know. I will read with it some more, kind of chew on that and see how I feel about it. because I kind of want to keep it like all to myself, but this deck is so gorgeous. I feel like it has to be shared, but with somebody like me who absolutely loves this graphic design, these colors, and you know, everything about this imagery. Yeah, so that is the Ellis Tarot, the Luxe Edition. And I am so grateful that I was able to snag a copy. So this guy has been sitting on my altar since I got him. Another new one. So one of the most awesome things about being a member of the Tarot Readers Academy, and I just, you know, part of the Facebook group, I take classes. Last year's Tarot Summer School was amazing, and I cannot wait for this year's. I know Ethany has some amazing, amazing things planned for Tarot Summer School, and I swear it's turned into one of my favorite parts of the year. But like I said, you guys, freaking blessed. Like, as much shit that went down in April, like, I am constantly reminded by the universe that I am one lucky bitch. What can I say? And I absolutely love and adore Ethany. I have been following her for over 2 years now, I think. And I won one of her giveaways on the Tarot Readers Academy, which is freaking psycho because there were like 8,000 members. Some ridiculous number. Maybe even not that high. Maybe. Let's look this up, shall we? And what specific giveaway I won. Because it was, oh my God, you guys. We're almost at 14,000 members in this group. We're at 13.9 thousand. What? So maybe it wasn't 8,000 that I won. Maybe it was 13. Like, this was a recent giveaway. She does a giveaway, it seems like every time we climb 1,000, which is super freaking generous of her, because we're growing rapidly. Let's see here. Here it was. Yeah, it was. This was the 13,000 member giveaway. 8,000, that's like half of that. And I freaking won it. And I like I'm that type of person, like I don't win anything ever. And what I won was the amazing Bonfire Tarot. And it's funny that this was the one that I won because I've been in this group for at least over a year now, probably a lot longer. I've attended quite a few tarot reader campfire discussions and or tarot reader meetups, and it's just the knowledge that's in this group is incredible. And I have been lusting after the Bonfire Tarot ever since Ethany unboxed it on her YouTube channel. I found her on YouTube first and then started following her on Instagram and then joined the Tarot Readers Academy, etc. And so I've been wanting this deck, and for whatever reason I just never bought it. It's literally been in on my Amazon wish list at like the top, I don't know, for 2 years. Like a ridiculous amount of time. And with as many decks as I pick up, I think the excuse that I always made was, oh, well, I'd rather put the money towards an indie deck, you know, which tend to be more expensive because they're self-published, you know, and the author doesn't make a lot of money off of those. So, you know, making sure that I support local artists, small businesses, you know, and indie publishers as much as I possibly can is a passion of mine. And so, you know, with the other two decks that I'm going to share with you, those are also indie decks. And this deck started off as an indie deck and then was mass published. And, you know, the artist is amazing. I should be showing you guys this artwork rather than just like chatting your head off. I mean, look at this. The use of color. This, you know, and the borders like seem to fit in well with it. And just the imagery is just so unique. And there's this little bonfire in each card, like embedded in each card. And it's like a interesting, you know, thing of, you know, trying to find it in hunting for it in each image, you know. That one's right up front in the two. See this Three of Pentacles, where are you? I actually don't see it in here. Maybe it's not in every single card. I thought it was. Maybe I've not been studying this deck as much as I thought I did. Yeah, it's in the 4 here. Why isn't it in the 3? Okay, I'm going to have to look at that one harder. But the 4, it's buried right there in the back on the hill. This 5, it's right up there. So it's been really like fun to go through the images and just see what I can pick up. Look at all of the symbols that she put into this deck. And it's just, these paintings are just stunning. You know, it's a very tattoo style art. You know, this vibrant color. And these lines, just, it's awesome. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so this one has really just been like, for me, I have not read for anybody with it. I feel like this is not a deck for everyone, but I thought how perfect that, you know, I still hadn't bought this deck because I made one excuse or another to not yet pick it up. In fact, I was going to put it on my birthday list for my husband at the end of the summer because it was just like, I was never going to buy this deck on my own. And it was like the universe picked that up and was like, you still need this deck in your life. And I want it, and of all people, from Ethany, who I first saw it from, watched her unbox this thing, and that it was her channel that I fell in love with this deck on. It was like, how freaking perfect is that? Synchronicity, just the way that that lined up. So, loving this deck. I've been reading through the guidebook over here, and this has also been sitting out on my altar. 2 new decks that I also picked up that are just freaking stunning. The newest one here, it's also a creation of Devons, and it is the Terra Fauna. Oh, artwork by Brittany Burkhardt, another tribe member, and she is a freaking phenomenal artist. And she did an amazing job on this deck, you guys. This deck is just breathtaking to behold. Sorry for all the auto adjusts. I have no control over this brand new camera. I will learn, I promise. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous deck. The back fits it perfectly. And this is what I've been doing weekly messages on Instagram. And so this deck is all animals in nature, you guys. No humans. This is like it's like a badass judgment card, by the way. And so the suits are rocks, feathers for swords, rocks obviously for pentacles, and that whole suit is bears. We have feathers, which is owls. High Priestess. We have the feathers. Let's see. Cups is shells, and they're all otters. Love the otters. Oh my God. Love it so much. Oh, and wands or torches and foxes. It's just so, so cute and so amazing and so earthy and connected. And I am so in love with this deck. And I will definitely be using this for client readings, like no doubt about it. This is, I want to like really feel its energy a lot more, but this is going to go into the rotation here. I will probably be using it all summer. Look at that view. That little moth. Brittany, your artwork. Then this is one of 2 extra. This is actually an 80 card tarot deck, not a 78 card tarot deck. So the Wild is Brittany's extra card. Both Brittany and Devon created or designed, I guess you could say, and Brittany painted an extra card, and Brittany's is the Wild. I mean, look at that. That card needed to be in this tarot deck. Both of them did, absolutely. Let me see if I can find Devon's. But the imagery, look at that. This hangman. That sacrifice into something that is just going to be super magical when it's done. That transformation. Oh, I love it because in animals, the symbolism for whatever reason pops out to me even more. It just like, look at that 5 of Cups. Like, really? Like, look at his little face. You can see all of the emotion of this card that you need to right in that little furry face. That tower. And that's the thing too. It's that symbolism is all still there, burning away that brush. It's quick, it's devastating, but afterwards, the ground is so fertile for new things to grow. And it's just, you see it. Yeah. This is like the most devastating 10 of cards ever. Like, I almost cry every time I see this card. The crack in that egg. That's definitely a 10 of swords to me. Look at his face, her face. I can't look at that anymore. Okay. So I'm looking, I'm looking for Devon's extra card. I'm doing a horrible job at finding it. Watch, it's going to be like the last card. Because that, there it is. And this was so needed as well. It was like so perfect. Mindfulness. Look at that. And this card has kind of a special meaning for me for a couple of reasons. So one of the things for me, and this is how I read this card, you know, Devon obviously has her own meanings in the books, but the symbols on this card are especially powerful for me because when I think of mindfulness, I think of being present in the moment. And for me, a lot about being present in the moment is being present with people and being present with family. A lot of you may know, and some of you may not know, that I have experienced a lot of loss. Both my parents have passed. All of my grandparents have passed. I've lost cousins. I've lost aunts and uncles. I've lost friends. And we lost my husband's sister 2 years ago. And these purple pansies at the bottom of this card. Pansies were my mother's favorite flower. And when I look at these, I'm instantly reminded of her. And turtles were my sister-in-law's favorite animal. And she even had a sea turtle tattooed on her back. And so this calm, serene ocean with this turtle connecting to this little pansy. Whenever this pops up, it's like the universe's way. And I'm sorry, I'm like getting very emotional and crying on you guys right now. But this card for me is the universe's way of just kind of saying, hey, like, you have the people that you need to have around you. Be mindful of them. Be mindful of your time with them. And make the most of it. So that's another reason why this deck is so incredibly special for me, and why it means so much to me, and why I've had such a really good time working with it. And I'm going to be working with it quite a bit. So going to be playing around more with that, and she has been sitting on my altar as well, soaking up all of the good vibes. And then the last deck that I would like to share with you all is the Numinous Tarot. And this one is pretty unique. I really love the artwork and the imagery of this deck. This was created by Noelle Arthur Hempel. And Noelle uses the pronouns they, them. Okay, so as I work through this deck, that's how I will be referring to Noelle. And just so that you're aware, basically, that's this deck in a nutshell. This is a genderless, non-binary, all-inclusive, amazing, yummy, just vibrant deck. It, you know, is kind of how I can best describe it. So, and this has an extra card as well. We have it right here. Well, not so much extra card. Okay, so here's the thing with this deck as well. It doesn't really follow a lot of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. It's loosely based, like very loosely based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system, but it has a lot of labels and imagery that's very unique to this deck. So instead of Judgment, we have the Awakening here as card 20 in the Major Arcana. We have Tomes, okay, as Pentacles. We have Bells for swords. Okay, so 4 bells. You've got the rest going on here. And then, look at that tower. And just the imagery in here. The use of color. This is probably the most, okay. So look at that Lover's deck. There's 7 people grouped around this gorgeous 7-pointed pentacle. And they're just so unique, these individuals. So gorgeous, so unique. This is probably my absolute favorite Lovers card of all time. I just love it so much. And so this is probably the most inclusive deck I have ever come across. And it's just amazing. The representation that's in this deck, and we've got candles for wands. Okay, there's our swords, bells. And so tomes, candles, do we still have cups? I forget. No, vials. So our cups are vials. Okay. And as far as like the court is concerned, we have Creator, I think, replaces Queen. They were very intentional about their court cards names, court card names. Oh, please. Okay, so Paige is dreamer. And so that's where you get the, you know, the budding, the inspiration, the kind of the spark and beginning stage of the court cards. And then for knights, we have explorers, which totally fits. For the queens, we have creator energy. So it's creator of. And then for kings, we have mystic. And that's that, you know, you've mastered that element, if you will. So there's just so much about this deck that is amazing and gorgeous and lovely. And I've done a few readings for this and a few readings for other people as well. And it reads so amazingly well. I have a lovely print of this on one of my altar spaces upstairs, of this Fool card. And it's just, look at that. Look at that Two of Swords. And there's just some amazing, gorgeous imagery in here that's just so breathtaking. And again, the characters, the folks that are represented within this deck are just amazing to behold. Just look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like, this deck is just, it blows me away with this imagery. And you can just feel it. So this would be, in a traditional deck, the Queen of Wands. The creator of candles, you can feel that fire jump off this card. And so this has been a really fun one to work with as well. And Noelle, they did an amazing job on this deck. Your artwork is stunning, and your guidebook, Noelle, is freaking juicy. Just amazing. So if you don't have it, I backed it on Kickstarter, and that's how I received that one. But it has been some really, really, really good stuff, you guys. And so the last couple things that I really wanted to share with you before we go, because I know this video is quite long at this point, are Bridgets Grove, and you guys know how I feel about Mark and Molly's Story Goddesses, are amazing. And Molly listed a few, I think it was like maybe 7 or 8 like limited story goddesses. They were one of a kind. They took leftover resin from different, you know, custom story goddesses and things that they had left over and poured these unique combination goddesses with their own unique belts. And I snagged 3 of those seeds because, hello, have you met me? And so this first one, is this stunning multicolored blue, green, and gold watery goddess. And we've got a little malachite bead here and a shell. And you guys know, like, the 2 crystals that got me started when I was a child, like 6 years old, were hematite and malachite. And I just collected those forever. And I've been working a lot with the element of water, because of the embryo transfer, because of my cycles, because of my emotions, and just getting in touch with that element and really connecting with it on a much deeper level, especially with me being, I have fire in so much of my chart. It's ridiculous. And I wanted to start with an element that I'm not comfortable with at all. Maybe that was a mistake. But, you know, we're working through it, and I'm going through the elements one at a time and really appreciating and working with them, working with water magic, water scrying, working with crystals that represent water, working with different, you know, components that relate to water. And I built, and that's kind of the altar that you see back here, is a water shrine. And she sits on top of it. And I just saw her and I was like, you know what? That's what my altar space is missing. It needs this lovely lady. And so she was the first one that I added to the cart. The second one I'm so glad I did, because this one just screams me, okay? My favorite color is copper. I was also born in August, so peridot is my birthstone. And I love silver as well. It's like the only metal that looks good on me, so I tend to wear a lot of silver. And this lovely lady popped up, and she's this gorgeous gold coppery, you know, front. We've got some lime green here in the back, almost peridot color, and then silver. And on the front here, we've got this gorgeous jasper bead and a little lion. And I have Leo in 2 of my houses and my ascendant. Plus, I was born on a Leo Virgo cusp day, so I have that going for me. And in working with her, I also am going to be setting up a little altar space to be developing personal power and working with a particular goddess on that. And she made it very clear that this statue would be perfect. And that was after I purchased her, by the way. And the last one here, another sort of non-favorite that kind of helped me through April, was I like binge watched a lot of Kellyanne Maddox's YouTube videos. If you have not been following this witchy woman, I highly recommend that you do, because she is phenomenal. And a lot of what she discusses has like really triggered me and pulled a lot of stuff out of me, where not even halfway through the video I'm like, holy hell. And my mind is just blown, and it's going a mile a minute thinking about things that I hadn't considered about myself, maybe long held beliefs that I had that are no longer serving me. It's been a purge every time I watch her videos. But it's also been very inspirational at the same time. While I'm releasing a lot of things, it's making room for new ideas to come in. And in one video, she was discussing, you know, bringing in science fiction, fantasy, regular fiction, young adult, you know, bringing in reading, you know, book worlds, if you will, and maybe even also movie and video games and just pop culture in general. Pieces that really mean something to you and matter to you, and bringing elements of those stories, of those worlds, and incorporating them into your spiritual practice. And I'm like, my mind was blown, because there are a lot of things that I subconsciously incorporated, you know, beliefs from books that I grew up with. A Wrinkle in Time being one of them, Dune being another, and just things that I'd carried with me, the whole Harry Potter series in general. And just like, you know, why hadn't I really considered actively incorporating a lot of these elements? And so one world that has really had an impact on me, and really did, especially in my teen years and early adulthood, like got me through a lot of shit, was the Black Jewels trilogy. You can see this book is beat to hell. It's been read so many times. So many times. Nearly every page has been dog-eared. And I even have digital copies, and I read those as well. So this particular trilogy has been read and reread hundreds of times. I've also read every other book in that series, including the 2 anthologies of short stories. So the Black Jewels world means a lot to me personally. And it was interesting when I saw this because I immediately looked at it and I thought, holy shit, that is a hourglass goddess, hourglass priestess goddess, if you will, if I've ever seen one. And it's this gorgeous midnight blue with silver sparkle and then this red wraparound. This gorgeous spiral web. And then the stone is blue sandstone, I think, yes. So then we have blue sandstone. And it's phenomenal. It's gorgeous. I always felt like if I were a witch from this world in this series, I wouldn't be a queen. Even though in reality, I work as much as I can as a healer and a priestess, I wouldn't be those either. I would very much, most likely, be an hourglass witch, a black widow. And so that like resonates with me the most is the Black Widow cast. And you know, I look at this lovely little, you know, goddess and I'm like, this is it. This is my Black Widow right here. My little goddess honoring that part of me that lives in this world. And so I love it so much. It was perfect and it was there. And I picked those lovely ladies up last month. And then the last 2 things that I would like to share with you, lovelies, again, came from Universal Studios. And the first is this freaking amazing because my son wanted to go strictly for Harry Potter World because he is my son, obviously. And Harry Potter is a huge part of his life. He's seen all 8 movies, even though he's only 6. He loves them. He adores them. And he really wanted Dumbledore's wand, the Elder Wand. So we went. I picked up this amazing, cute little cauldron cup, which I'm going to be using for candle wax scrying. So you'd put some water in there, light a candle. Once it's hot enough to melt the wax, you pour some of the wax in and let it harden, pull it out, and divine the pieces and shapes. And so I thought this was absolutely perfect for that. And then as well, I got a wand. My husband got a wand. My daughter got a wand. So Connor did get Dumbledore's Elder Wand. My daughter decided she wanted Ginny Weasley. At first she wanted Hermione, but then she like really liked Ginny at the end of the series and was like, I need Ginny's wand. My teacher also has Ginny's wand. So she has Ginny Weasley's. My husband picked up Sirius Black because he like is Sirius Black. That's it. I married Sirius Black. And then I picked up because this is like me to a core. I picked up Professor Snape's wand. And so here it is. And what's really interesting are the markings on the handle, which as you can see there are Chinese in design. And that, I think, even resonates with me more. And I love it so much. And so one of the reasons why I decided to actually pick up a wand, and it's actually, you know, balanced really well for a replica. It's handles really well. And part of the reason why I wanted to pick this up is because I actually will be cleansing and clearing it and using it to cast. I've never used like a non-wooden wand before, but it's going to be interesting. And it's, again, it's another opportunity for me to incorporate things, worlds and stories that mean, and modern myths, if you really think about it, that mean so much to me, and incorporating them into my own personal practice to give it more of a personal feel. And so that's it, you guys. That was the last one. It's Professor Snape's wand. And that's it. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad that you made it through this entire video, if you're still with me. And hopefully May's favorites will be a lot shorter. I just really needed to get that information out there about the tribe because they saved my bacon in April. Let's just put it that way. I was ready to throw in the towel in March. I had a really rough time. And April started to like clear things up and make some traction, but a lot of things hit me all at once in April. And I'm just very grateful that the tribe was around and was there to support me when I really didn't know who I was going to go to with all of this. I didn't have, you know, a webcam, so I couldn't talk to you guys. And the tribe just really got me through that patch. So very grateful to them, very honored that I am part of that community. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. And I will definitely catch you in the next video now that I have a new camera. And until then, blessed be.